Greetings, this is Chester with the Sampleist, and our sonic journey today is Triple Spiral Audio Endless Guitar. Before we dive in, I'd like to make it crystal clear that the copy of this library we're reviewing was graciously provided to us by the developer. However, let me assure you that our commitment to delivering honest and transparent reviews remains unwavering. Our goal is to aim you with all the information you need to decide if this library deserves a spot in your musical toolkit. This atmospheric masterpiece offers a unique soundscape, perfect for adding an enchanting touch to your music productions. This library features recordings of a 7-string Strandberg Prague Boden guitar, expertly reamped using Neural DSP Quad Cortex digital amp and enhanced through various effects and processing. While it's not aimed at delivering hyper-realistic guitar sounds, it serves as a versatile tool to infuse your compositions with a wide range of captivating guitar-esque tones. Endless Guitar boasts an impressive collection of 65 snapshots, each offering a unique sonic experience, from beautiful, crystal clear, clean tones to gritty, lo-fi soundscapes. These presets are designed to inspire your creativity. Throughout the preset walkthrough, we'll explore some of the standout presets and dissect their sonic qualities. Endless Guitar requires the full version of Contact 661 or above and does not support the free Contact player. This sample library comes in at 7 gigabytes on your hard drive space. For those wondering about pricing, I got you. During the Triple Spiral 6th anniversary sale, you can acquire Endless Guitar for a mere £24.50. And even at its full price, it's a steal at £35. With a sound spectrum ranging from sublime, clean tones to gritty, atmospheric textures, this library is a true gem for composers and music producers seeking to elevate their sonic landscapes. Let's now explore the presets this library has to offer. All right, so now we're going to look at the Endless Guitar UI, and I love the concept of how minimal it is. And so we're going to go over the presets first, get to hearing how this library sounds, and then we'll move into how it all flows. Right off the bat, with this initialized patch, which isn't the true one, I think I was toying with it. Yeah. It sounds like a guitar, but also kind of plays like a keyboard a little bit. It's real fun to kind of strum the chord, especially when you have so much pluck going on. If you put them all at once, you lose that. You know what I mean? So you're going to hear me emphasize that a ton through this review. That pluckiness and kind of strumming the chord rather than just playing it. So we're divided into ambiances, bass, guitar, octaves, and pads. We'll start with the ambiances, and we'll go with this farewell. The delay that's going on this patch This quarter delay is awesome along with this reverb. This is a great pairing right here, and I think really emphasizes it. Not to mention the release. I'm holding these chords and it's sounding really great. And then when you lift the notes, it's still giving you a really tasteful release. This is a well done patch. I'm going to move into Lost Souls. That sounds dramatic. These ambient patches, you can get very ominous fast based on your voicings of your chords and your arrangement very easily. And it's a lot of fun to kind of mess around with that. So these, so far on these two, Mystic Being, they play like a keyboard, like a synth patch. Then we'll do one more here. Sweet Sorrow. This is the first one that kind of sounds and plays like a guitar, in my opinion. More like the others did, anyways, and that's a great thing. This sounds really cool. It sounds a little otherworldly. It's got that crunch going, but it doesn't. It's not too, hot or intense. We're still definitely with an ambient patch here. So you can use this as a lead, but you can also use this kind of as backdrop. It sounds really cool. All right, let's try these bass wannabe patches. Let's see. So if we stay in the bass range of our left hand here, where that would usually be, we definitely get a wannabe bass. Up here, we start getting on that guitar again. Probably to be expected, but just wanted to make sure that's what we get here. It looks like we're tuning the guitar patches down. Looks like we have an octave here. I'm going to just try something, just see how it sounds. Let's bring it down another octave. That reverb tail is kind of fun. I get very confused on this tail in a fun way where I'm not sure if I'm listening to a guitar or a piano. That's kind of cool. That's a fun thing to get going here when you're messing around with this. All right, let's do another one. All right, yeah, pretty much very similar thing. We're down another octave here on now the clean. And for all patches, we have a global cut off to mod wheel. Probably the reason why we're not hearing it activate is because we have these envelope turned up, it would appear, and so it's reading to this envelope. That's what's really emphasizing how the filter is functioning rather than us doing it manually. So that's what's going on there. All right, so we got listen to some basses. Those sounded pretty fun. Basses or very baritone at the very least. All right, we got a fresh start here in the guitar patches. This one too sounds very much like a guitar, feels like a guitar. That sounds awesome. That sounds like a guitar to me. You know, what's interesting is in the copy, in the marketing that Triple Spiral gives, they say they don't want to sound like a guitar as much, or that wasn't the goal of this. It was to sound like sonic escapes of what you get from guitar and guitar effects, but this sounds like a really awesome guitar patch. Like a cinematic guitar patch. This is really fascinating. Yeah, that's an awesome patch. Another guitar, let's do Beautiful Clean 2. The tail and the release on this is awesome. Very sustained. Which you can get from certain guitar pedals that you have. So to have that at the fingertips is great. We'll do another one. In light of time, we'll keep going, but these beautiful cleans, this folder in particular is just full of great stuff. Number 6, what does that mean? So as we hold the note, this crunch sample comes in slowly. So we get mod 2, modulate guitar first, and then you hear this other one rise in. That sounds awesome. Yeah, a lot of fun in this. Now we're going to go to octaves. Yeah, so my assumption was this would be like an octaver type amount of patches. So we have this as its regular octave and this one, same sample sound, but an octave up. They're panned slightly differently here to keep kind of a little stereo going, but and it plays, that one played kind of like a keyboard again, not as much like a guitar, but another one with the octave up like that. These are cool. All right, let's go to pads, final folder here. Make a wish. Yeah, that sounds awesome. That's a great pad. Plays like one too. The attack is kind of swelling in a little bit, like at a feel when you're playing the keys, and then the release sounds, yeah, it's well done patch. Noticed. That's fun. We'll do one more. Silent Thoughts. Very full sound there. All right, so now I'm going to go to initialize since we've gone through quite a few presets. And let's go over the UI. And again, emphasizing how awesome and minimal it is. It just gives you essentials to work with and get the job done. We have a split left and right here on the sample sources. You get 2 of those and a full list of guitar options. So we have about a handful of clean, we have some crunch, modulated guitar, and then these miss guitars. You pick any one of these. I'm going to turn that down in volume, and you're going to get a fun guitar patch. So that is great. Any of these cleans, you're going to get another awesome guitar patch. You have volume and pan to control each of these. And so if you want like a stereo thing going, you can set that up. There's a lot of things you can do here. You can use these to select through as well if you want to keep trying them out as you're playing. Also random. This will randomize the sample sources. So, and it only randomizes those. So if I want, I'm not sure what I want, I just use that. And I'm off to the races. So great way to get started. We have on both sides here a sample start and tuning option. Let me turn this down again so we're only listening to this sample, but each time I'm playing this key, it's starting at a different spot in the sample. So if I want to lose that initial attack and not use my envelope, this is a great way of doing it. Or if you have the plugin or the ability in your DAW, you CC this to an LFO or to some sort of modulation tool, and then you can let that kind of move and do things. So it would sound really cool on one of these on a random waveform for modulation, and then just let that thing go. And then leave the other one maybe stagnant so it just has some fun sounds with that. Then we have tuning. We can go up or down 36 semitones or 3 octaves. You can have a lot of fun with that, especially if you have both guitar patches in here. So I can put this up an octave. or even 2. And it kind of reminds me of the Strymon Big Sky like cloud or the cloud type patches, or the bloom patches where you get all that real fun octave up, 2 octave up tones and sounds. So you can have a lot of fun doing things like that here. We have 2 envelopes. One is called an attack envelope, and I assume that's for the sample. So controlling maybe the amplitude of that. But I understand what they mean when they say attack envelope, because that's the huge part of the guitar pluck. So and then modulation envelope is gonna be assigned to this. So if you want it on the filter, you can add it in, take it away. Then you gotta turn your filter on too, though. Now we can bring this in, and now we'll have 2 modulated envelopes going. Which will give us some fun movement through our patch. And then we have 4 filter options underneath here, and both sample sources. So you just commit your filter to each one of those. And then we have LFO, where we can turn that on. And this is going to work like your tremolo, which is going to be very vital to any sort of it's going to be vital for any sort of atmospheric guitar patch that you're creating, because the tremolo is going to kind of be at the end of the chain there, and it's going to give you that sought after sound that those pedals can give to a guitar. And then you get 4 waveforms here: sine, triangle, square, sawtooth. And then you can also put those on both. We have reverb and delay. So you can click reverb here, and we can go through and select which reverb impulse we want for the patch. And then you add your amount. A pre-delay, which is great for guitar because you can avoid your attack or include it. You know, space out where that delay or where that reverb comes in. And then impulse size. So awesome that you get these 3 options here. And then with delay, you get the ability to set the duration of the delay. What I'm surprised to see here is I don't see dotted as options, but we do see triplets and just the standard like 8th note. And we haven't even got to the end here, and I'm already creating a pretty fun patch. This is very easy to work with and manage, and just get your own patches going with ease. So we set our amount, our feedback, and we can dampen the delay. And then at the end here, we have 4 effects, where we have chorus, saturation, phaser, and Skreamer. So we can turn them on, turn them off, and then adjust each one to taste with the options we're given here. And that's the UI. let's dive in. Let's talk about this library. And this piece is weird. This song is weird. I didn't want to just go back and rewrite a song because this is a review at the end of the day. But I felt very confident that I did pay some ode and some tribute to the guitar. And I feel like I've definitely approached this in a way where I can explain the guitar. So let's just focus on that as we walk through this piece. Ambient music is just so interesting and fun. And so I took elements of that. I took elements of kind of like cinematic indie and shoegaze. And I have a very big pedal board here in my studio. In fact, I used every aspect of my studio to get this piece done. I started with the drums. I have a E kit here. I'm not a drummer. So I ended up going with some help from some MIDI stuff, and then I added in some other things, some fills and some happy stuff in there. We added some bass guitar in there, and then I did add some guitar here. So all that was tracked in the studio here, and then the rest is triple spiral guitar and then some background noise and some risers and synth falls. I really wanted to add more synthesizers and get more ambience in here, but I just think that was true overkill. Just felt like just wrapping the piece up. Let's start talking about how awesome this guitar library is. The first idea was this one. Just wanted to get a chord progression in. And so this endless guitar, I'm going to start taking all these off. Let's unfreeze them. And this guitar has some really great pad sounds, and we walked through them in the preset walkthrough. I did end up panning these, and I kind of treated them slightly different from each other so that they're kind of behaving differently. They fill up my stereo spectrum here as one pad together in the left and right. And that's kind of filling that up. And then I believe this guitar here will have the melody. If you'd even call it melody, I guess it's just a high note on the pad. I felt like this part of the frequency spectrum was missing from my song. This is, I think, the last thing I ended up adding. But that's also what's great about this library is it kind of gives you some mileage for moments like this. And then this is a little background melody. More endless guitar here using this Sweet Sorrow patch. I like how this crunch, and I went with this patch because it kind of cuts through the mix really nicely, but it's not aggressive. It's there. It's pleasant. It felt really good. And then we build into that A minor. And so this is what really started the piece for me. I would have actually just wrote the whole thing like this, but some changes were made. Made this patch myself. I started with clean 2, and then I tweaked some things, adjusted some of that. I added a delay, which on the triplet, and that just really made this sound really good to me. And it's very important to note that when you're working with, and I mentioned this a little bit in the preset as you perform it, or draw it. I believe I ended up drawing this in. Yeah, I didn't perform this. Get that strum going. This might be a dramatic strum, but it did sound right when I had the whole band in there anyways. But every single thing, take yourself off the grid and just start moving these around a little bit and let that strum happen. It'll sound like you're strumming a guitar. You're playing like that, like kind of lazy strum. And now I did say I'm exaggerating that. I don't know if I'd play a guitar strum like that unless I was intentional, but it does sound really good from a library perspective to do that. And we ended up doing it everywhere. Everywhere there's a guitar part where we're just kind of doing a lazy strum, even in these. Although you're not going to hear it with an attack setting like that. I still just kind of put it in there just in case it might be a thing, but we have some pads going on with these, so And then this is playing a little call and response kind of melodic lick there with a guitar patch. And that's emphasizing this little ambient thing I played. With the pedals. The pedals I'm using on that, some blood noise engineering stuff. I think I'm using my Super Ego to make it kind of sound like a pad. And I think I'm using the Cooper Effects Outward V2 to give it kind of a granular thing. But and the point I'm trying to make with that is one that I wanted to make for myself, actually. So I feel like it's good to bring up in this here, and that is guitar libraries are not a shortcut. They are in the way that, you know, you can just grab it and plug it in and get writing, and we're going here, but they still require some care and they still require a little bit of effort. I think Triple Spiral Endless Guitar outbeats my really expensive rig that I've been spending over 2 years now to set up and build. Just grabbing this and getting it going. I can't really find a difference between the two, where I need the pads, where I need the ambience versus me just plugging in and playing. When you put a lot of care into this library, it will beat and can beat your guitar parts sometimes with just the same stuff that Triple Spiral was using when making this library. I use, and I'm going to 10 out of 10 times probably grab this and write my piece and feel really confident in knowing that my guitar parts are covered, and they're covered with a library like this. This library is fantastic. It's one of the best cinematic or like ambient like libraries for guitar that I've seen in a while, and for the price point, you can't beat that. It's really great. It's a lot of fun, and I think out of everything I did here, it did carry the piece. It did kind of make this piece what it is. So, and that's all you can really ask for a library at the end of the day. It's time to wrap up our journey with some final reflections. Endless Guitar is not your typical guitar library, and that's precisely what makes it shine. It was intentionally designed to break away from the constraints of hyper-realism, instead focusing on offering a unique, otherworldly palette of sounds. The recordings of the 7-string Strandberg Prog Bowden guitar, combined with the magic of Neural DSP Quad Cortex digital amp and an array of effects, results in a sonic journey that's both captivating and evocative. The key features of this library, such as its diverse sound sources, dynamic layers, and the ability to shape your sound with comprehensive controls, gives you an immense amount of creative freedom. Whether you're creating cinematic soundscapes, ambient textures, electronic music, or even rock-infused tracks, Endless Guitar can serve as a powerful and inspiring tool. It's worth noting that Endless Guitar doesn't aim to replace the need for a realistic guitar library. Instead, it carves out a unique niche in the world of contact instruments, offering a sonic playground that invites experimentation and innovation. In conclusion, Triple Spiral Audio's Endless Guitar is a remarkable addition to any composer's arsenal, offering a captivating range of sounds and boundless creativity potential. Its affordability, especially during the 6th anniversary sale, makes it even more enticing choice. Whether you're a seasoned composer or just starting your music production journey, Endless Guitar has the power to inspire and elevate your compositions. This is Chester, signing off from the Sampleist, and I hope you've enjoyed this review. If you're hungry for more insightful reviews, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to stay tuned with all things The Sampleist. Until our paths cross again, keep having fun making your music. Cheers.